Welcome to MovieStudio. Welcome back to my channel. Today, 5/20/23 series are airing. You will undoubtedly be drawn to our list. Pay attention to you and keep you hooked for weeks. Watch the video all the way through if you're unsure. Casa Grande is the first television series we highly recommend. Ellie Offshore and Lauren Swickard are the creators of the highly anticipated limited series Casa Grande, which will premiere on May 1, 2023. Only available for free in the US. The show is described as an upstairs-downstairs story, transposed from the turn-of-the-century English countryside to rural America. It follows the intertwined lives of several families in the farmlands of Northern California. The show's central theme is the notion that the unwavering backbreaking labor of the socially invisible migrant workforce would be necessary for the vibrant upper-class culture of Northern California. The Clarkman Farm and its neighbor, Dalton Farm, which employ, house, and feed many undocumented immigrants in Mendocino County, are the focus of the show. The goal of Casa Grande is to reveal the inner workings of the machine we all live in, as well as the shocking truth about our nation's attraction to immigrants and the sacrifices people are willing to make in order to experience the American dream. The 5 one-hour episodes of the series will be available in Spanish and English. Queen Charlotte is the first Bridgerton spin-off story, and we are pleased to report that it is just as strong as the popular main series. Princess Charlotte. India Murtfio plays the titular monarch, a young woman in a Bridgerton story, as she transforms into the Queen of England and the mysterious young King George from a girl from a German province. Young Agatha Danbury is also at a turning point in her life. She has just been elevated to a precarious society and is now forced to fight for her place, even though those around her would be happy to take it away from her. Between the second and final scene of Bridgerton Season 2 and the epilogue, the show also follows Queen Charlotte, Lady Danbury, and Lady Bridgerton during the Regency era. There, Charlotte tries to get at least one of her 13 living children married, while Agatha and Violet think about their youth, their past relationships, and what life might hold for them now. Overall, Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story, is a lovely standalone love story that promotes romantic and platonic relationships on a foundation of trust and connection. However, it never forgets to keep the central romance, the diamond of this season, where it belongs at the heart. The tale of Anne Frank, the Jewish young person who concealed in a confined upper room with her family during the Nazi occupation in Amsterdam is well known, and Anne's diary tells a story of perseverance and unfulfilled dreams in the midst of the horrors of the Holocaust. A Small Light, a new limited series from Nat Geo, is not about Anne, but the legacy of the precocious teen is woven throughout. The series, created by Tony Fallon and Joan Rader, former showrunners of Grey's Anatomy, is about humanity, resistance, and activism. The focus of the story is on a single determined young woman, Neat Geese, Otto Frank's secretary, and the many other people who risked everything to save the Frank family and others. The fact that A Small Light takes a very different approach is what sets it apart from the ever-expanding list of movies and TV shows about the tragedy of the Holocaust. It focuses on a family whose history is well known rather than the Franks, shifts them to the outskirts and chooses instead to bring attention to a woman and her community of everyday heroes who are frequently confined to the footnotes. Nevertheless, despite the shift in the narrative, the Franks and the atrocities committed against Jews during World War II never lose their prominence, humanity's wounds, and are shown in a small light. What is at stake if individuals refuse? Fight against evil. Silo life is characterized by a great deal of uncertainty for the characters in the Apple TV Plus series. It is based on the Hugh Howey series of books with the same name. It takes place in a dystopian future deep underground, where thousands of residents are told that the world above them is uninhabitable and that going there will result in death. From the start, there is skepticism regarding this reality. Not only is discussing the past frowned upon, but it is also heavily prosecuted. If anyone even says they want to see the world for themselves, they are forced to do so and left to die on their own. It tumbles to the specialist Juliet, played by a terrifically indifferent Rebecca Ferguson, to find reality when no other person will. The science fiction work Silo is beautifully realized and shows a real, rough society. The world building is incredible, capturing history and a completely believable community, suited to its bizarre customs and routines. The cinematic visuals remind me of well-known sci-fi universes like Dune and Star Wars. It's an almost cyberpunk aesthetic that marries the ancient with the futuristic. Apple TV Plus has a new series you won't want to miss if you like crime dramas and mystery thrillers. In City on Fire, A suburban teenager tries to figure out how his friend was killed in Central Park on July 4, 2003. Based on the novel of the same name, the show is executive produced and directed by Josh Schwartz and Stephanie Savage. The story takes place in New York City in the 1970s and centers on the shooting of NYU student Samantha Sikuro, who goes missing after leaving her favorite downtown club to meet someone to go see her friend's band. A web of secrets links the downtown music scene, a wealthy uptown real estate family, and a series of mysterious citywide fires in the investigation into her death. The show's protagonist must work hard to find out the truth about his friend's death in the face of a lack of witnesses and physical evidence. Make sure to tune into Apple as the May 12 premiere date approaches. TV Plus to understand the plot. In this gripping drama about a crime, this is the final selection for today. Please let us know in the comments what you'd like to watch most like it in the future. If this video was helpful to you, thank you, and see you soon.